What's up, YouTube? Griever here, and this is going to be my Elite of the Elite range test video. This was an idea that I've had sitting in the back of my head since Syke did his Elite Alpha Trooper, or homemade Elite Alpha Trooper, where he took the shell of the AT and retrofitted the Retaliator plunger system into it. And it got me to think, like, alright, you're hitting 70, you've retrofitted that to hit 75 feet, but an Orange Modworks kit can do that too, or hell, a regular, or even just like spring, new spring would do that. So I had in my mind, like, how can we really test this? Because, I mean, let's be honest, all the Elite line may say 75 feet, but let's be honest, the rough cut, the strong arm, and the Retaliator, even at angle, will hit different marks almost every time. So I figured, all right, well, here's what I'm going to do, because the actual Elite Alpha Trooper, the CS-12, is not going to be out until May, and I've pre-filmed this because of certain circumstances with John, using my original idea of the Retaliator, since Syke used the Retaliator in his video as his EAT. I decided, all right, well, I'm going to put the Retaliator up against my Alpha Trooper and a full-blown Orange Modworks kit. So that is going to be the video up next. This is pre-filmed. If I repeat anything in that from that segment or this segment in that segment, I do apologize for it. I filmed it like 2 weeks ago, and I honestly don't remember what the hell I said in it. So
okay,
here's
the firing test that I was promising, or not promising, but I had mentioned previously. It's going to be with the help of my buddy John, Caboose 24/7. Come over, say hi, John.
Not my fault. Someone put a wall there.
Okay, so the test is going to be how elite is elite. We will be testing the Retaliator against my Alpha Trooper, which has seen many a war, and an Orange Modworks kit in an Alpha Trooper. The reason I'm using the Alpha Troopers is I've seen Syke's video where he put the internals of a Retaliator into an Alpha Trooper, making his original EAT before it actually got announced by Hasbro. So we're going to be, that's why I'm using those. Plus, the Alpha Trooper has the long barrel on it for the prime shotgun and all. So we will be able to use the Retaliator's extension barrel on it, and that will give us pretty much the same thing, because it's also about the same barrel length as well. So we're going to get to that now. So there you go. Okay. All right. So like I said, we'll be using the Retaliator. The only modification to this is it had the AR removed. I figured for consistency's sake, the Orange Modwork kit doesn't have an AR in it. My Trooper doesn't have an AR in it. So that's the only reason, that's the only modification that has been done to this. Other than that, stock spring, stock internals. My Alpha Trooper, it has a 5 kilogram Orange Modworks spring in it, but outside of that, it's completely stock internals. Stock breech, stock slide, stock everything.
What about the air restrictor?
Air restrictor is removed. I said that before. Okay. This is going to be the final one. This is the Orange Modworks Alpha Trooper kit, as denoted by the wonderful sticker from Orange Modworks. This is the full package, 5 kilogram spring, metal catch plate, full polycarb internals. Since we are testing elite darts, since it is the elite of the elite, I have noticed a discrepancy with the system though. Since this was originally designed for the original streamlines, there is, I believe, a suction. There is a suction problem with the breech that I don't know if it's the darts itself or what, but this actually pulls the priming bar back when it's got a dart loaded, and I will demonstrate it here. And unfortunately, this prevents it from firing, which makes it suck hard.
Hey, chicka bum bum.
Caboose, what did I tell you about that?
Sorry.
Retaliator, 6 shots. Ready?
Ready.
And that's spent. I tried doing as best to parallel to ground as I could, and now we have markers down for 25 feet, 50 feet, and 75 feet, which is actually where the sidewalk changes colors from gray to beige. Okay, so
I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that the lowest dart in terms of distance was 42 feet. The highest was about 55. Out of about 6 shots, they seemingly go anywhere from 51 to 44 feet if we're getting closer to an average. Based on the sheer number of them, I would estimate about 48-foot average for the Retaliator.
All right, that's good enough for me. Next up is my Alpha Trooper. My Alpha Trooper. What the hell was that? Okay, that was good. My Alpha Trooper. Ready?
Ready.
Oh, sorry, slam fires. And that's 6.
It seems to me that the high point of this particular gun was 72 feet. However, only one dart made it this far. It's also wildly inconsistent, going anywhere to below 35 feet. Its accuracy and average cannot be properly measured due to the fact that it's not even staying on course. I'd say this gun's accuracy is subpar. Unfortunately, I can't give a proper explanation, and you're more than welcome to flip me off, because guess what? I did that to you last night, and you can edit this out. I don't give a flying. See, I would like to curse. See, I'm not that kind of level of guy.
It's because he's an asshole.
They call me Caboose for a reason, jerk.
Is the Orange Mod Works kit. Ready?
Ready.
And that's it. Okay, Sammy.
Let's see. Checking low point. Okay. This gun is in terms of distance, is as inaccurate as the previous one. Now, the bonus to this one is that it hit 83 feet at its high point. Solid 11 feet higher than the previous gun. This one also, its low point is but a mere 47 feet as opposed to 35 prior. If I were going to choose one or the other out of sheer power, this gun is definitely higher rated. On top of that, the fact that the darts did not seemingly go in multiple directions, where we had some going off to the right, some going to the left, some staying straight, these stayed relatively straight the entire time. Go ahead.
That concludes the range test. I'll be taking all this inside, going through the footage, and I will be putting up a follow-up after this to pretty much take what John had said, throw my little spin on it, and give you the final results.
And we're back. So that was pretty much the range tests. I'll have in the description below the actual results of everything. I have notes in front of me from when me and John did this. We did a quick review of the video, so I didn't lie when I said I didn't watch the previous video, because I've already edited that very heavily. It was just a matter of I was really kind of more going for the information, not so much the vocal content. But pretty much this is the way it's stacked up. The Retaliator was the worst performing out of the bunch. The average high and low were, well, the low it mid-carded, high it was the worst. Average was the only one we actually really did for, but over and all, you're talking about, this thing averaged about 50 feet. So there's that. My Alpha Trooper, it had the worst low score, but I'm going to attribute that to probably that double tap of Slamfire I did by accident. Barring that excuse, it actually had the second best high. It obviously had the second best high rate, or it had the second best high hit rate. Most of the darts from when me and John measured were over the 50-foot mark, but because of the variable of the low end dart, We really couldn't come up with an accurate average because of that. Most of the average was actually below where everything hit. So we didn't do an average on that. The Orange Modworks kit, it had the highest numbers out of everything. It had the best grouping, it had the best low score, it had the best high score. My only gripe with the Alpha Trooper, though, was, as I mentioned in that video, is the priming issue. When the dart loads, it has that little suction suck back. About chicka wow wow. It had that little suction. It had that little like kind of kickback in the priming handle, which can really fuck you up if you're playing in a high stress like situation. Like if you're last man standing in a Nerf fort, you're boned. If you're in HVZ and a horde's coming, you're boned. I'm sure there is a way to fix that. I just have not done that yet. I'm going to attribute that as just strictly to the darts, the Elite darts itself. I'm sure if you use regular stock Streamlines, you will not have this problem. But with the Elite Streamlines, you will have that problem. But that being said, over and all out of the test, the Orange Modworks kit did do the best. It had best accuracy, best lows, best highs, best average. My personal opinion is I'm going to stick with my Alpha Trooper just because of the variable of the Elite Dart Fit in the Orange Modworks Breech. It can obviously throw stuff off. The only thing I may wind up doing is maybe in the future is like kind of gutting and picking and, placing and all. Like I may wind up taking everything but the Breech from the Orange Modworks kit and putting that into my Alpha Trooper, so it has the metal catch, the Polycarb plunger tube, and the Polycarb Boltsled. The only thing I won't take, obviously, is the Breech because it has the issues with the Elite darts. Obviously, everything blew the stock, pretty much the stock Retaliator out of the water, with the exception of obviously the AR. Like I had said, it was the only fair thing I could do to it. So yeah, I mean, that's my conclusion. Orange Modworks is still putting out phenomenal stuff. I am getting the Stage 2 Retaliator kit. It is on pre-order now. When that does come, I may do a revisit of the Orange Modworks, Alpha Trooper versus the Stage 2 version of the Elite Alpha Trooper, not the Elite Alpha Trooper, of the Retaliator, just to see if it can get some saving grace from the good people at Orange Modworks. But until then, that's all for this video. Please like, subscribe, leave comments below, and thank you very much for watching. Later.